first of all, I wanted to talk about a topic today, right? And the topic is unite as a people. Now, I know a lot of people are probably speak different or think that, that we are united or whatever the case could be. But one of the things I've noticed within the Mexican community or the Mexican people, right, is that when it comes towards what's best or what's beneficial for our people, I've noticed that we are always going against what's best for us, okay? Now, what do I mean? I mean, since the day of the colonization of this country, we've always thought this way. We haven't changed our minds since then. We are always being so stupid within our own community. And we never love to see our own people rise up or lift themselves up to a better person. In other words, we never give our people the motivation to do better. And that is something I've always noticed, that within our community, we are always jealous, or we always talk bad about our own people, and we even turn against our own people. And I never understood this. But if you look at the roots of this behavior, you're going to come and realize that this behavior has always been there. Since the day Europeans first arrived, it's always been there, okay? Since the Europeans arrived here in America, we, instead of thinking of our own people, and which other groups would have done, would have probably been kill them, right? Because you wouldn't want another other human beings to enter your territory, right? You would have probably killed them or arrest them or, kick them out of your land, right? Because you would want to avoid what white people did to America. But we, instead of doing that, we were loving and caring, and instead of, doing what we should have done to take care of our own people, we didn't. We ended up taking care of the white European immigrant, feeding the immigrant, allowing them to stay here, and then they were able to manipulate us, and our greed and our hate towards other groups of indigenous communities at that time, we used white people to help us go to war with other tribes, and that was the downfall of ours. That's always been the downfall of ours. That's always been the downfall till this day. It continues. And that has been the issue within our own community. We are always attacking one another. And like I said, history shows what I'm saying to be true. Okay? Instead of uplifting our people and trying to, help our people, we step on one another. Trust me, if we would have been the vicious, cruel, or evil humans that we are painted to be, and we were looking out for our own people, we would have murdered and killed all those white Europeans when they first arrived. But we didn't. We used their armory that they had to use that against other Native Americans. And that's how they were, that's how they stayed in our continent. But that was the downfall of ours. We used them, and they ended up using us. And now we are in this predicament that we suffer. And until this day, we suffer. We suffer. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that. I don't know why people, within the community act this way. I don't understand this Trump for Latinos, or I don't understand that mindset. But I know it's because our own community, instead of helping one another, we bring ourselves down. And the white man is over there laughing at us, because what got them to unite, it wasn't their skin tone, it was slavery, okay? The white man who was rich owned white poor slaves, okay? When they discovered America, they figured it out that there's other people to enslave. So they started using their white slaves to enslave other people for benefit. And that's what's been going on until the day they arrived. But at the end of the day, we as a community, we haven't learned nothing for over 500 years. This is why we continue to suffer in poverty as well. Because we, instead of helping one another, we destroy one another. And it's really sad.